Okay, we've set the same background on the screen, so you can see that they're both identical. Both are right now set to the highest brightness level, and you can see that images are identical on both of these. And we're going to also navigate on both of them simultaneously, and you can see that they're almost the same, and it's pretty much comparable since they come with the same application and also with the same hardware and the same display, an IPS panel display. Of course, in terms of applications, you get access to the Android market and pretty much all the applications available for Android tablets right now. Besides this, there are a couple of applications from Asus. You have these widgets, as you can see here. This one for weather, and the widget for location and date, and this one that takes you to email, automatically takes you to your email. So these are the standard applications offered by Asus. There are a couple of others. You can easily search applications and widgets here. Just press the screen and you're going to find the available ones here. You can see that you have applications for MyZine, and this application for your inbox, for your mails, and Google Maps and stuff like this. And of course, you know that since you have Android, you can easily go ahead and resize widgets on your screen. It's pretty simple to do this. And also menus look a little bit better than standard Android. Should also show you that both of them come with the standard keyboard, the modified keyboard, Android keyboard that Asus offers on their tablets. It's not identical to the standard Android keyboard because it comes with this row of keys, and there are a couple of other changes, but it's pretty nice and it will work quite okay. And of course, if you don't like it, you can easily switch back to the standard Android keyboard. Right now, let's go ahead and open a browser, and let's see which one of these tablets manages to load our blog easier. And then we're going to try with another website, a bigger website. Okay, so right now we're trying our blog. Seems a little bit faster on Transformer. Like I said, this one comes with Android 3.2, but both are pretty much the same in terms of speed. You can see that you can easily navigate. You have zoom in, zoom out here, and it works quite okay. And let's go ahead and open this particular post, our slider unboxing, and we're going to show you that you can run in content Flash as well on these tablets. Let me find it. So here on the slider, and here on the Transformer as well.
Hi guys, today I'm going to take a quick look at the Asus EEE Pad Slider.
A little bit of lag when going full screen, but after that all of them managed to play this kind of content okay. And let's also go ahead and try and play it in 720p. Right now we're in 480p.
Which is going to be
and let's see what happens if you're going to try and change to 720p. It's a bit complicated because you can't really easily select the 720p option. Not really a player meant for touch control, this one. Okay, so we have 720p.
10-inch tablet Asus is going to bring on the market.
You can see it's playable on both of them. So in content Flash 720p, it's playable on both of them. Okay, now let's go ahead and load a Flash site. I know that Honda has a site with some Flash animations on the header, from what I know. Of course, the browser is the standard one from Android, and you know it's actually quite nice, and it runs. It comes with tab navigation, so you can open with multiple tabs. You can save content and save it offline, so you can browse it later on if you want to. And of course, you have downloads and you have settings. You can, for instance, go in settings And you can enable or disable JavaScript, and you can enable plugins, and you can turn on flash if you want it to move even faster. But like I said, here it is, a flash animation. This is something you won't get on the iPad, for instance. Okay, so this was pretty much all. Let's go ahead and try and load a bigger site. I'm going to try Engadget because I know these guys are quite big. Engadget.com, and let's try and load it here as well. Engadget.com. These guys have a pretty big web page, and let's press go. See which one loads faster. Once again, seems that it's a little bit faster on the transformer, but we'll go on a tie, I believe, in the end. Oh, actually the slider just finished loading it, and right now the transformers finished loading it as well. And here you have navigation as well, and as you know, you have this scrolling bar from Android 3.1. It was introduced for the browser. So overall performance in browser is pretty much identical. Now let's go ahead and open YouTube, the YouTube application, and let's try the 1080p video. We always try that one with the bunny. So it's this one, and let's see if this can play it. As you can see, both can play it fairly well. And let's see, seeking. So you can play 1080p YouTube content without a problem, and of course you can play other HD content from other sources like Vimeo, and I believe like from I don't know, Netflix, and from other sources from Hulu and all these other online streaming websites. And I'm going to offer you more details about this in our review. The review for the slider will follow. The review for the Asus EEE Pad Transformer is already available on our site, on Tablet Byte, and on the YouTube channel. Okay, and right now I'm going to also go ahead and show you that you can play some video content. I'm not going to use the standard player because it can't actually play all the types of files I've added to these devices. You can see we have here a bunch of different types of files. We have 1080p's, MKV, MOV, MP4, WMV, and 720p content as well. And let's see which one can be played. As you probably know, Tegra 2 doesn't offer by default H.264 support, so it can't decode hardwarely some of these types of contents. For instance, it can't decode MKVs and XVID files. So we have to use this piece of software. It's called Mobile Player, and from all the other players available right now for Android devices, I found this one to be the best in my test. Probably there are other better, but I'm going to show you right now that you can play all these kinds of content on this tablet. So we're going to start first with the 720p MP4 file. This one works, it's decoded with hardware. And you can see that I'm not really sure why the screen on the transformer is a little bit darker. Perhaps there are some settings I've made on my transformer. You can see that on the slider it can run it even better. Actually, both can run this type of content fairly well. Like I said, 720p. Okay, let's go back. Seems to be a little bit of an error with this. Like I said, 720p MP4. Now let's try the 720p MOV. You saw it can't play 720p MOV using hardware decoding, so we're going to have to choose software decoding. And you can see that this kind of content is also playable. However, there are a bit of skip frames because the hardware, the software actually is trying to compensate for what the hardware can do, and it's trying to process this kind of content by its own. Okay, what we also have here is the 720p WMV. This one should work. It takes a little bit of time for it to stream. Really don't know what's happening on my transformer, why it's going dark all of the sudden when playing clips on this particular app. But you can see that both can play this type of content fairly well. There should be some options here. There actually aren't any. I will go ahead and check this software out. Now let's go ahead and open the 720p MKV file. It can't be played as well, and we have to choose. Okay, had to close this one. There was an error. This time, these types of things actually happen. We have to choose software decoding once again, and we have this particular trailer. It's actually running better than you think, because it's not really the best trailer. I haven't chosen the best trailer, but it's not running 100% smoothly like it should. There are a little bit of artifacts, and you can notice them on the screen here. Okay, so now let's go ahead and try the 1080p files, and we're going to start with 1080p MOV. Once again, you have to use software decoding for this, and you're going to see that the 1080p can't be played smoothly. Sounds is okay, but image ain't that okay. You can see that there is lag and there are skip frames as well. Works a little bit weird here. And also let's go ahead and try the 1080p MKV as well. This one needs to be opened with the software decoding option as well. And once again, you're going to see that sound is pretty much okay, but it doesn't run the content smoothly. Okay, so you guys might wonder why I use mobile player. Let's go ahead right now and try to open this particular files with the standard application. And first of all, when you click it, actually it automatically opens it with mobile, but I didn't want it to do this. Seems like there's no other option here. You saw that if I wanted to play it automatically, the 720p, it says that the file can't be played by the system player. So you have to use a third-party player. Theoretically, when long pressing, there should be options and offer you some alternatives to play this kind of content. And once again, there are some errors. So overall, you can play pretty much all types of 720p content. Not all of them will run smoothly though, and you can't really use the native movie application, that is offered with Android. You have to rely on third-party software, and this is not really a problem with only these particular tablets. All Tegra 2 tablets have this kind of problems with 1080p content and 720p content as well, self-stored on the tablet. If you want to run standard resolution content, those will work flawlessly, but of course, since you have an HD display, it would be okay to run at least 720p clips on it, so they'll actually look quite nice. Should also add a couple of details about the cameras. Like I said, both feature same cameras, 1.3 megapixel camera on the front, 5 megapixel camera on the back without flash. And pictures are pretty much decent. They're not out of ordinary, as well the 720p movies are okay-ish as well. You're going to find samples of clips and of pictures in the written post on the site and in the reviews for both of these tablets. Should also tell you a couple of things about pricing for these particular two devices, especially for the slider. As you probably know, this one is already available in Europe and in the US. In the US, it goes for the 16 gigabyte tablet. Wi-Fi only, it goes for only $399, while the docking station will cost you an extra $150. And if you want the 32 gigabyte version of the tablet, goes for $499. So the 32 gigabyte version of the tablet and the docking station will cost you $650 in the US. Prices are a little bit smaller in Europe. Of course, they are in euros, so they're not really smaller. Just the numbers are smaller. For instance, in the UK, I know that the 16 gigabyte tablet and the docking station goes for 420 or 430 pounds, something like this. On the other side, the slider, it will only going to be available in a 32 gigabyte version. So there's not going to be a 16 gigabyte version. At least that's what we know right now from our friends at Asus. And the pricing is going to be comparable to the one of the transformer, the 16 gigabyte transformer with the docking station. So it will go for around $550, maybe $530, but something around there between the $500 and $550 mark. Once again, like I said, it will include the keyboard and all the things and the 32 gigabyte storage space. Will be available in mid-September. In Europe, could be a little bit sooner in the US, but like I said, it will start to be available in stores. It will start selling somewhere in the first half of September. As a wrap up, both these tablets are actually quite nice, and they bring a little bit of extra to all the other tablets available right now on the market. The Android tablets like the Motorola Xoom or the Acer Iconia Tab. And what they have are these nice accessories. For the Asus EEE Pad Transformer, you get a regular slate tablet like all the others, but you have this docking station that adds a keyboard, a track point, and it adds extra battery life. And this is quite nice. It also adds a couple of extra ports, 2 USB ports, and SD card reader, which other tablets don't really offer. While this one, it's only available in this form factor, which is kind of friendly, I could say, and it's quite nice. You can easily fold it like this, and once you need the keyboard, you can just open it like this, and it's kind of a trade-off between the two. It comes with a keyboard and offers a little bit of more productivity on your tablet. It's also a little bit more portable than getting the two together, and in terms of pricing, it's situated a little bit lower than this one. In terms of lacks, the fact this one compared to the transformer, it lacks a mouse cursor, a way to control a mouse cursor, and it also comes with half the battery size, only one USB port, and no full-size SD card reader. So it really depends on what you're going to need. I believe that both of them are fairly good options. This one offers more battery life, and it's a little bit thicker when getting the whole package, but it's also more versatile because you can easily unlock the tablet if you want it and get a regular slate, and use it like this, and then get this out of your box and transform it into a regular laptop. However, on the other side, this is a more different form factor, and I find it quite comfortable. The keys are a little bit smaller, but overall it's a form factor I like. Personally, I don't know if I would choose between this one or this one, so it's really up to each of you to choose what's within your budget and what you're going to really need. Okay, more details will be available about both of these tablets on the site, on tabletbuy.com, and of course on our YouTube channel of GadgetJM. It's youtube.com/GadgetJM. And of course, if you like our work, please press thumbs up on these clips and subscribe to the channel and to the site. That's it, pretty much all for now. Like I said, more details on both on our channel and on our site. with these particular two tablets and a bunch of others, other popular tablets and touchscreen devices available right now on the market. Thank you. That was Mike for tabletbuy.com with the Asus EEE Pad Transformer and the Asus EEE Pad Slider.